I'm Angelina Giardina, and this is Positive Image, my tattoo shop. Let's go inside. This is the waiting area in Positive Image Tattoos. This is where we get all our beautiful artwork drawn up custom. There's Jason Kramer over there. He's drawing on something. He's getting ready to do a tattoo. Eric wandering around, don't know what's going on. He's our shop.
Yeah.
Troy's in here. He tattoos out of this room, doing big things.
Yep.
Getting ready to do a half a sleeve up on, what's your name?
Yep.
Yeah. And in here we have Eric. And he's doing a tattoo. That's my baby doing what he does best, doing his tattooing. Just got himself back up in here a couple days ago. Yay, Eric.
Yay, me.
Hi, my name is Angelina Giardina, and I own Positive Image Tattoos. I'm married to a wonderful artist, Eric Caves, and I have two lovely children, Zindel and Alexia, 13 and 15. I grew up in Baltimore, the oldest of three children. Life was kind of hard growing up in Baltimore. My parents didn't get along very well. I was exposed to a very abusive relationship. I had to take care of the other two children most of the time. My father died when I was only 15 years old. My mother was sort of in and out of the picture all the time, so I was kind of left to just take care of the children myself. And that was a little hard for me. I rushed into a relationship at the age of 15, had my son when I was 17, and by the time I was 19 I already had two children. Turns out it was an abusive relationship as well. I guess because of being around my parents, that's pretty much what I learned. As growing up as a child, I did always know that someday I was going to be successful. I didn't want to be like my parents. That was a good example of who not to be like. After being in the relationship until I was about 21, one day I woke up and decided that this is not what I want and it was not my destiny. And shortly after then I met my husband. We were together for approximately 10, 11 months, and then we were married. And we've been together ever since. We've been married for 10 years now, been together for almost 11. We've owned Positive Image for 8 years. Being the owner of a tattoo shop makes tattoos a major part of your life. Every day you eat, breathe, and shit tattoos. There's not one day that goes past or 1 minute that goes past that you don't think about the business, the tattoos, and the industry itself. When I wake up in the morning, I go to work. I need to make sure that everything is in place as far as making sure we have enough clientele. Our shop is very busy, so at times it gets very overwhelming because there's so many people in there and we want to satisfy each and every single person. Sometimes that can be difficult to do because you can't satisfy everyone. Owning Positive Image has been my dream ever since I left Global. My husband tattoos, and I figured why not go ahead and open up the tattoo studio since he tattoos and I could be a major part of it. My place in the tattoo shop is the marketing, the customer service, making sure that people are happy. That's what I do there. I also set up conventions that we attend, as well as support my man. I've been in sales my entire life. When I left my job at Global Payments, I decided that I was going to take on the tattoo studio Positive Image. We put a lot of thought into the name of Positive Image because we wanted to make it a positive aspect instead of a negative aspect. People always look down upon tattooing as being a negative thing. We didn't want that, and that was 8 years ago. Of course, it's accepted now a lot more than it was back then. Girls always ask me, how do you feel about your husband being back there tattooing women and seeing their other body parts? And I always tell them that I'm secure in my relationship, and at the end of the day, I'm taking their money home and spending it anyway. And besides, you know, who would want a guy that another girl doesn't want to look at? I want my guy to be hot. So in the tattoo industry, we also travel a lot. We've been out to Pomona, LA. Of course, we do Baltimore conventions as well. It gives us time to network with all the other artists and learn a little bit while we're out there and to get some exposure, of course. We are featured in Urban Ink in the August issue. My husband and I have worked the tattoo shop together for the past 8 years, me being there for the past 5 years full time. Back in March or February, my husband was diagnosed with leukemia. It blew my world. I really thought my world was going to come to an end when he was diagnosed. I was going to have to run the tattoo shop without my husband being there, being the main artist, and I've never had to do that before. It's very difficult to find tattoo artists out there that would fit the quality of work that we need in the tattoo studio, and that was a major challenge because now I needed to replace all this money that he was making to keep the shop going while he was really sick. He went through chemo treatments and then a bone marrow transplant. It put him out of work for almost a complete year. He just started going back to work recently. Going through the process was very difficult for me, while trying to take care of my children, maintain a business, and take care of my husband all at the same time. It changed my roles in so many ways. During the summertime after the bone marrow transplant, my husband was diagnosed with GVHD. When I spoke with the doctors, they pretty much told me that he was bleeding so bad that I should prepare for the worst and hope for the best, that he probably wasn't going to make it. It was devastating. I didn't know how I would go on. As far as the tattoo industry goes, I did have a lot of support. We had a benefit. A lot of the tattoo artists from the other tattoo studios came out and supported me. I was really surprised how everyone just pulled together. It was amazing how, you know, you could be in this type of industry and something bad happens and everybody's standing there with their hand out willing to help you. It was just an amazing, and I'm so gracious that everyone was there to help me at that point because it was really hard and difficult for me to overcome this challenge. It has been one of the biggest challenges in my life to run the tattoo studio without my husband and to continue on day to day and take care of him and my children as well. Living in the tattoo world can be hard, challenging, but still a lot of fun. I'm going to be part of the tattoo industry forever. I can't wait to see what it brings. Well, that's pretty much the story of my life.